Hello and welcome everybody. Here we are again. Sorry. Apologies. Hello and welcome everybody. Here we are. Welcome everybody. Here we are. The Race Department Touring Car Championship Round 4 of the season here at the Guaporé Circuit, or Guaporé Circuit. I'm pronouncing that wrong. Apologies if I am. But yes, here we are for Round 4. It will be a blast, I will say, if qualifying is anything to go by. Very, very close again, as we've seen all season long here. As always, not alone here. It's event to event on the cameras, giving you all the pixelated action that you're seeing on screen right now. Unfortunately, just me, Thomas Inns, here today. RJ O'Connell has real-life commitments, unfortunately, that have taken over for this time period. So it'll just be me, just a solo adventure. Yeah, so it'll be all the Aussie vibes to the broadcast for this round. Hope you guys will enjoy it. Yes, here at the Guaporé Circuit, a very fantastic circuit, really fun little track that these cars really do suit quite well, and there should be a track video coming up right about now.
Welcome folks to round 4 of the Racing Party Touring Car Championship here at Autódromo Internacional de Guaporé. First turn coming up is a left-hand hairpin, very open brake lane, attack the outside part of the track and then the inside, keep your car inbounds. Don't use that curb on the outside for better control. Our follow-up right-hand curve, also hairpin coming up. Keep your car inbounds and use the curbs on the outside for better traction. A short straight right now in preparation for a left-hand hairpin, the third one in the track. You keep your car all the way in the inbound part of the curve and use the curb on the outside for better traction. Another short straight in preparation for a long right-hander. Keep your foot down all the way into this part of the curve, all the way in the inside. Use the acceleration as a balance to your car. And now follow-up chicane is a left-hand one. You do the curve in a immediate right-hander very quick, and now a left-hand hairpin for the last curve of the track. Once you keep that car inbounds, attack the curb on the outside for better traction. This will be your lap around the Autódromo Internacional de Guaporé.
And there you go, that was the lap of the Guaporé circuit. Very, very fun circuit, I will say, in these cars. Here are the standings now. Should be up on your screen after 3 rounds. Oscar Harwick, as you can see, leading by a good 30 points at the moment to David Young for MWRT. That's Tobias Olsen in third for Ice Cold Racing. That consistency she's shown is really showing through here at this point in the championship. Lewis McGlade in fourth there on 529 points. Fortunately, he's absent for this round, so he's going to lose a whole bunch of points to the guys around him, which is a shame for Lulu. Craig Patterson in fifth there for the Williams Grand Prix Engineering team. That's Remco de Wilt for A&R Motorsports in sixth spot. Tero Dahlberg there is in seventh, followed by Charles Banchio there in eighth. Paul Watkins for the Mighty Fourth is ninth, and that's Tamas Pazzi there in the HSRC car. Rounds out your top 10. And that's that is your standings at the moment in the Drivers' Championship. As I said, Lewis McGlade is not here for this round, so we won't have any of the Lulu essence to be on your screens today. And also, interestingly enough, Remco de Wilt actually got pole here in the qualifying that was round just before. So he was on pole. Very, very good performance from him there in quali ahead of Andrew Waring. He'll be lining up second spot. Craig Patterson's there for the Williams GP team. He's third. So a few people here that have really showing their stuff in this the early parts of this fourth round. That's Oscar Harwick got fourth, the man leading the championship and been Mr. Consistency really throughout the season so far. Jim Nobbs there in fifth for the Drive the Train team, also another bit of surprising performance. And then Kumar there, the Indian driver, he's in sixth spot. So some surprises in this qualifying session. David Young was seventh behind him. Then Will Moo in eighth. There was a very good performance from him. Tamas in ninth, and that was Paul Watkins in 10th. So interesting indeed. Tobias Olsen only managed 13th for Ice Cold Racing. So couple of surprises in this qualifying session. It seems like this track possibly suiting a couple of the guys who aren't usually that far up the field very, very well indeed. So it'll be interesting to see how we go here. I think we might have a little bit of a mixing of drivers here, of some drivers who are usually down the back who are suddenly up the top, and maybe even some guys up the top, down the back. It'll be like a bit of a mixed stew almost, if I could use that little analogy. But I did have a go at these cars actually, just before the broadcast. I had a little bit of a crack at these cars around this track, just did half a dozen laps, quick go. And they are good fun, really suit this track, I think. The very flowing nature of the circuit really does suit them. So it was good fun, very good fun, I will say, around this circuit. I certainly enjoyed it myself. I'll just quickly mention anyway, there's only 2 rounds to go, of course, in the championship. After this, only a 6-round championship, so we're already getting to the latter half of it already, which seems like it's flown by really 4 rounds, and we're already here. Quite incredible, really, but Kurtubu, terribly sorry, probably pronounced that wrong. It's early morning, do forgive me. That is the next round on the 21st of November. Of course, 2 weeks, every fortnight we do the rounds here. And then 5th of December is the last round at Turuma. And that rounds off the championship, those last 2 rounds. Very interesting indeed. Both those tracks are very good fun tracks. Obviously, I think Turuma, I believe we went to for the virtual stock car championship. And that was a very good round there, if memory serves me correctly. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how we go as we finish off this season. Oscar Harwick is leading, as I said, by a good 30 points at the moment from David Yunt. And as I said, Lewis McGlade obviously is absent this round, and Mice Olsen down the field. So he's got every possibility of extending that lead even further, does Oscar. But as we saw in qualifying, the top few in qualifying were, I think the top 5 or 6 were covered by under a tenth of a second. That's how close it was. Ridiculous, really, just how close the field is in terms of pace. So I'm going to be interested to see, I think Mike Bell as well, by the way, he was, I'll just find out where he was, I did screenshot this, he was 12th, so he was 12th, Mike Bell, and of course he was up near the top last round, fighting away, so another one who's a little bit further down. He's 15th in the championship though, I'm on 460 points, so he's got a bit of a ways off, and you wouldn't think he'll be a chance of winning the championship. I would say he'll be hoping for top 10 would be Mike's aim for the rest of the season, so we'll be wishing the best to Mike here in this opening race, which is going to be very interesting indeed. Of course, race 2 after this, the full reverse grid, and yeah, that's going to be very interesting indeed. Hopefully, we won't have the timing glitch that we had last round, just so it won't be too hard to try and call what's going on. But here we go, warm up about to end. The timer is about to run out on this warm up session, and we will go to the race, and it should be an absolute cracker, I suspect, of a race here. As I said, the top 6 are covered by absolutely nothing, and everyone else behind was not far behind at all. So there's going to be a lot of battling, as always, throughout the field. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting indeed. Who do you pick for the winning? Who do you think will win this race, this first race? Write it in the chat box in YouTube, on Race Department, wherever you're watching this. Have that discussion about this series, because it has been a cracker so far, and I think this will not disappoint this round either, as we are about to go to the race. Oh, I thought this was going. There we go. All right. Now we're just going to the race now, waiting for the timer to count down. So as I said, Remco de Wilt on pole for the A&R Motors. Very, very impressive performance from him. We'll be watching him to see how he goes. He's already got 1 win this season. I believe it was back at the second round, of the season. Very, very impressive performance that was, that reverse grid win. So he's already got a win, Remco. He knows what it's like leading the race. Let's see if he can do that again and take the win here in this first race of the night. The countdown's just going down now. We've got 3 seconds to go till it starts the light sequence. Here we go. It's a 30-minute race. We're about to be ready to go green as the lights count down for the start of this first race of tonight. And we're away here at the Guaporé circuit. I start actually, a bit of lag. Start as has David Yunt, and then they're all going in behind. I think Craig's still third, so they're all pretty line astern at the moment. Remco's got a very nice start. He's already clear of David Yunt. So as we go into turn 1, Remco de Wilt leading the way from Craig Harrison's Oscar Harwick 4th. Kumar there, the Indians, go up to 5th. Very nice start from him. Jim Nobbs there in 6th, followed by David Yunt in 7th. So Yunt already losing valuable points here to Oscar Harwick in these early stages of this race. But it is still Remco de Wilt leading the way. Oh, who's that? Someone's off. Jim Nobbs into the wall in 7th spot. He gets back on track. Oh, someone else is off too. That's David Yunt into the wall. Big damage to the front of his. He is still going though, so thankfully he's able to keep going, but he drops down to 8th spot. So drama already in this early stages, but de Wilt under attack now from Andrew Waring. Is Waring going to go down the inside and the sweeping right-hander? Brave move if he can try that. Side by these two. Remco nearly off the track. there. Fantastic stuff as these two battle away, but Remco holds tight. He's not giving up. But Warring's just going to go around the outside. Look at that. Round the outside. And the left-hander, Andrew's just like, well, you know what? If you don't want to give me the inside, I'll just go around the outside. No worries at all. So Waring takes the lead in the THR car now from Remco de Wilt. Craig Patterson now still in third, holding on there. It's Oscar Hardwick just behind in that fourth spot. As here we go down the straight. The slipstream coming into effect will be a big benefactor, I suspect, throughout these races. But look at that, Waring holding on, but he's holding that inside line, trying to defend from de Wilt. Then maybe he's going to try around the outside. He can't. No, he doesn't. Look at that, Craig Patterson. He's going to pounce and take Remco through the left-hander. Fantastic move, but Remco is going to be on the inside. Can he defend? No, he can't. Fantastic opportunistic move there from Patterson. He saw Remco have a bit of a sort of slow entry through that corner. He's straight through. And now look at this. Oscar Hardwick now is trying to get Remco. Remco is just under a constant attack here in these opening stages. And look at that. Oscar Hardwick is through into third on Remco. And now Remco drops from first to fourth in the space of half a lap. So impressive, very impressive stuff from the guys around, really being quite opportunistic in these early stages of the race. So it is Andrew Waring now leading. He's got a bit of a gap to Craig Patterson. That's Oscar Hardwick with Remco right behind, trying to get back into the rhythm of things here. And that's Kumar there, the Indian, in fifth spot. Great stuff from him. And then there's Mike Bell in sixth spot. Remember, he qualified, I believe, down just outside the top 10. I believe he was in 12th in qualifying. And look at him in sixth spot. Very good start from Mike, as he's all over the back of Kumar there in that battle at the back end of the top 5. Tamas in 7th, that's David Yunt in 8th, trying to recover up that little moment in the early stages of the race. Ben Haxton 9th, and it's Jim Nobbs there in 10th, rounding out your top 10. It is still Andrew Waring leading at the moment from Craig Patterson, who's right behind him. Oscar Hardwick, of course, just there as well. And a bit of a gap back to Remco, he's dropped off. Look at this, Mike Bell in 5th spot, just going round the outside of Kumar through turn 1. Oh, a bit of contact between the two as they exit turn 1 into turn 2. And look at that, Mike Bell gets the move done. I swear, I'm fairly sure he went around the outside of turn 1. Very brave stuff there from the Englishman there. So great stuff from Mike. As he moves to 5th, Kumar has a look but doesn't get back into the left-hander. But it is still Andrew Waring leading with Oscar Hardwick, having a little bit of a sniff here at Craig Patterson's. He senses the opportunity to maybe get up to second spot here and get even more points on his championship rival, which is David Yunt, who is still in 8th, by the way. So a very key thing there for the championship. It's all Oscar having a look around the outside. So he's going to go to the inside now. Inside on Craig Patterson through the left. And it looks like he's going to get the move stick. Oh, a bit of contact between the two as well. Good old hip and shoulder there between the two drivers as Oscar Hardwick goes on the inside. And I would say he's got that move done. He does. Fantastic stuff from Oscar Hardwick, getting that move done on Craig Patterson. Again, that's just another position he gains on David Yunt. And I don't know where to look, whether the leader's all behind, because look at this, Kumar's trying to get back at Mike Bell down the straight, as is Oscar Hardwick on Waring. He goes down inside to turn 1 and he gets the move done, does he? Looks like, but then that will mean that Waring will be on the inside to the right-hander now. That'll be a classic sort of defence move that I expect. Look at that. Oscar just doesn't care. He goes around the outside, casual as you like, and the move's done. So Hardwick in the lead in these early stages of this race. We're over 4 minutes in, just 30-minute race. He now leads from Andrew Waring. Craig Patterson in third, but Craig's having a look down the inside of Waring. Look, a little bit of a moment there from Craig, having a bit of a slide through the corner, and then it's Remco de Wilt still hanging on there in 4th spot, just sort of keeping watch and brief. And it's Mike Bell in 5th. Look at this, Tamas now on Kumar for 6th spot. This battle further down the back end of the top 10, and look at that. No, Kumar just holds on. Oh, a bit of contact there with David Yunt as well. They're all getting very close in this battle between the 4 of them. Look at this, nearly 3 wide there as they go into the left-hander. Kumar holds on for the time being, does he? No, Tamas is going to have it, and David Yunt. They're both, contact with Kumar there. Kumar and Yunt having contact. Kumar nearly goes off. He just holds on. Good save there from Kumar to save that one. He now drops to 9th off the back of that pack. A real shame for him, but he is still on the bike, so at least he didn't go into the wall, because he was very close to going into the wall. Very good save indeed from the Indian driver. And look at this now, David Yunt again on the attack, this time on Tamas. Trying to make up positions here. He needs to try and get up the field as much as he can here, David, because the more positions he gets back, the less points he'll lose to Oscar Hardwick, and the more of a chance he'll be in staying in the championship fight. Tamas holds on for the time being. That fight looking very feisty indeed. Oscar Hardwick still leading though from Waring. He's got a little bit of a breather now from Andrew. Then it's a bit of a gap back to Craig, and then Remco's, as I said, before, is still just kind of standing brief at the moment. And Mike Bell just behind that. Tamas, and then there it is, that Yunt, Paxson, Kumar battle. Probably the closest battle here at back end of 10, although the battle for 10th, Casper and Jim Nobbs there. I think Casper just got Jim Nobbs there to take 10th spot from him. And then Angelo De Santos is just behind him. Will Nude is behind him. Tobias Olsen. Look at that. They're all very, very close, all the way back to about sort of 20th. That's how close that battle is, and sort of teams there as we go along. I'm just having a look now at which battle to look at. I'm actually looking at, look at De Santos now has just taken Jim Nobbs as well. Now Will Nude's going to take Nobbs and Tobias Olsen. They've all just jumped on him there at that little sequence of corners. I'm going to expect that Jim maybe made a little error through that corner, and he's just gone wide again at the last corner. That's going to give Charles Backlow there a chance to get through, and Tero Dolberg as well. Look at this, they all slipstream up now in this battle for 14th. And there goes Charles down the inside, and I reckon Tero Dolberg is going to go, she's going to go 3 wide to turn 1 here in this battle for 14th. That Tero's going to take them both. He's going to go straight down the middle and take them both into turn 1. Fantastic stuff. And look at that, there you go, Nance Nielsen's involved as well, and the bit of contact. Oh, they're going 3 wide to the left hand. Oh, how do they get through there without having a massive crash? I'll never know. Fantastic driving there as Jim continues to fight to the death over this, what is now a fight for 15th position, as Terry now trying to go around the outside. Oh, contact between him and Jim. Oh, Jim, big contact, and Tero nearly into the wall. He manages to save it. Does lose a few positions there to Anders and Paul Joseph there, so it's all getting a bit different bargy back in the field. I'll just go back up the field now. We look through the fight. Still Oscar Harvick leading from Andrew Waring, and then Craig Patterson, DeWilt and Bell. And this Tamas now has got a bit of a train behind him. He's got David Young, Ben Haxton and Kumar all behind him in this battle for 6th spot. Very, very close stuff here as we get into 7 minutes now in this 30 minutes race kick off. As we go down the straight now, we'll just Tamas straight to the inside, defending the inside line as clearly as he can, really, giving David no choice but to go around the outside. But as we've seen now a few times, this outside pass is an entirely possible thing. We've seen a few people now make it stick around the outside. Let's have a look. David tries, but he's unable to do it, unfortunately, and Tamas holds on for the time being. But it's looking like only a matter of time before David gets the move done. He's looking faster than Tamas there in the THR car. We'll see if he maybe gets that move done in the next few corners. Here we go again. Tamas going defensive once more into the left hand here in the middle sector, and I think he'll hold potentially. Yep, he's going to hold for the moment, but he is under big pressure from Dave Young, who just keeps hounding him, and I do really think it'll be a matter of time for that move to be done at the moment. As actually Craig Patterson too, by the way, has made a move on Andrew Waring. I would suspect Andrew must have made a mistake in that first part of the lap, and that's let Craig Patterson through. So Craig now back up in the 2nd spot in that Williams GP race engineering car. I mean, it's a very good race so far. Very impressive stuff from Craig. At the moment, or so far, as we have a look back at this battle. Still Tamas leading this little train of cars, but David Young is looking very, very feisty indeed in making that move, and I really do think it's going to be very, very soon. Look at this, he's almost pushing him out of the last corner there as they go down the main straight now. Once again, Tamas straight to the inside, does not want to give David the easy move. He's going to have to go around the outside if he wants to get this move done. As we go down now into turn 1, he's on the outside. As I said, there's a few people have already made this stick around the outside, and I reckon... No, not quite. I was going to say, I reckon David's got it this time. But he just goes a bit deep into turn 1, and that sort of wrecks any momentum he's got in making that move stick. As Tamas again defending the other line as well. He's just defending in every single corner right now, Tamas. What that is doing is it's allowing Ben Haxton and Kumar to stay in this fight as they go along. Because Ben Haxton and Kumar were just falling back a little bit as these two weren't going side by side. Now they are. They're sticking with the fight. Look at this, David Young trying to go around the outside. I thought he had it there, but he's just gone wide on the exit, and again, he just can't do it. Tamas doing a really good job defending, has to be said right now. He really is defending very well indeed. As we go back to lead, actually, look at this. Notice anything here? Craig Patterson's is actually closed the gap on Oscar Harbeck now. I reckon that gap's a little bit less than it was a couple of laps ago. So Craig Patterson looking very good here, looking quite pacey at this stage of the race. And he may even challenge Oscar for the lead of the race right now. So this will be interesting to see how this goes. As we go down the main straight, he's just behind the slipstream. I don't know if he's close enough to actually have a look down turn 1. We'll watch it as they go down into turn 1. Yeah, he's closing. We have a look. No, Oscar just sort of defends that line anyway. And just looking back at this battle yet again, David Young is still trying to get this move done on Tamas, who's still defending the inside line as they go into turn 1, and he still holds on to 7th spot. But as you can see, with that, Ben Haxton is all over the back of David Young. So if these two ahead make any kind of mistake, Ben will be there to take advantage of that and gain the positions now in that battle for 6th spot. Between the two battles, by the way, it is Mike Bell in 5th. He's just kind of sitting, watching brief at the moment in 5th spot on his own there for the Smile Power 5th Dimension for Smile Power Racing. As we go along, Oscar Harbeck still leading at the moment from Patterson, who's still just just about there or thereabouts. Not quite close. Oh, apologies, a bit of lag there. just holding on the back end of Harwick there at the lead trio now, as Andrew Waring is also still on that. And Renko just a little bit back. He's about a second off the back of Andrew Waring, just holding off the back of that fight. Oh, yeah, there you go. Good point out from David. P6, David Young has got the move done on Tamas. Some really close fighting going on here at the back end of the 10. Tamas now finally has to relinquish that spot, but now no break for him, as he's now got Ben Hackson right behind him looking to get past as well. So he's had no break here as Tamas, as they go along this. They want to go 3-1, turn 1. Kumar's looking as well. Oh, there's Tamas and Ben going. Look at this, they're going to go deep. Look at this, Kumar straight up the inside. Oh, a bit of a whack there to Ben Hackson. He tries to get the move done. It's for 8th spot and he gets it done. Good stuff from Kumar there. I will have to give him credit. Very aware of what was going on there. You could see they were going to go deep into turn 1. Just waited for them to go deep. And up the inside, I think that was Ben there just flashing lights. So I don't know if he was very happy with that or hip and shoulder that Kumar gave him there. But the gap was there, so fair enough for Kumar. Good observant driving there to take advantage of that little mistake from the two drivers ahead. So there you go. Kumar now up into 8th spot. And Yunt does get up to 6th spot. But Tamas is holding on for the time being. We'll see if he maybe can come back at him, because as we've just seen, or as we've seen so far throughout this race, that slipstream down the main straight is actually quite powerful in these cars. It's keeping a lot of people in these fights as we go along. And Yunt's still holding on, but he did have to go defensive there on Tamas, and that's going to give Tamas the chance to slipstream up for him into turn 1, perhaps. If we can get a good exit out of the last corner, let's have a look. Yeah, he's got a good enough exit. I reckon he's close enough that he should go to slipstream and have a good chance now into turn 1. Look at this, David doing the same thing that Tamas did to him, straight to the inside now. So Tamas has to go around the outside as we go down to turn 1. Tamas side by side with David as they go into turn 1. Can he go around the outside with a move that David couldn't make stick as they go into turn 1 now? He's holding it around the outside. I reckon he may have a shot here. Tamas is still there as they go into it. Oh no, David just goes no thank you and just closes the door on Tamas there and gives you no hope of going around the outside. This fight for 6 is still going on. Probably your closest fight, definitely in the top half of the field right now. Bit of a battle between Paul Joseph and Anders Nielsen. That's for 16th. Further back, but this battle here for 6th does appear to be your closest one. Look at that, Tamas is up the inside. He's got it done on David, the left-hander, and he's back in the 6th spot again. So poor old David Yunt just can't break free. He's worked for about a good 5 minutes trying to get that move done. Gets the move done, and Tamas is straight back past. Probably the nature of this circuit, really, when you think about it. As we've said, down that main straight, the slipstream is so powerful that as long as you're within sort of a car length of the car ahead, you'll have a chance of having a go into turn 1 as they keep going along now. This fight just keeps going in this battle for 6th spot. I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if Angelo Dos Santos maybe and Will News start closing in. I reckon they've been slowly closing in the last few laps, and if this fight keeps intensifying, then I reckon they might become a part of it soon enough if they keep slowing themselves up like this in this battle for 6th spot as they go down the main straight again. Tamas defending the inside line. I don't think David's close enough this time round to have a look. He's not, so there you go. So he has to hold station for the time being. I want to look away, but I feel like if I look away, I'm going to miss the important of this fight. So I'll stick with this fight for 6th at the moment, as it is a very, very close battle. Look at that, Ben Hackson behind. He's having a look at Kumar around the outside and the left-hander. So the right-hander, very, very impressive stuff here from Ben. He's going to be on the inside for the left-hander. I think he might have that move done. Honestly, does Ben Hackson in the Ice Cold Racing car? Does he? Nakuma's going to try and hold it around the outside, but he can't. Ben Hackson gets the move done there. That's back up into 8th spot, and Kumar now demoted back to 9th. Look at this. Here we go. David Yunt again held the attack on Tamas as he has been all race so far, and on the inside, and sweeping right-hander gets the move done. Very nice stuff from David there. Just got a much better exit at the left-hander, and he's now back through into 6th spot. But again, as we've seen with this track, just because you're through there doesn't mean that you've made the move stick completely, as this main straight slipstream is actually very, very powerful, even for touring cars, as we've shown now multiple times in this race. Yep, and look at that, there's the lead. Here we go, Oscar Harvick under the pump from Craig Patterson as they go down towards turn 1. Finally, he's been leading pretty comfortably all race long, but now Craig Patterson has managed to get close enough to have a look. There's a bit of a dive. He had gone deep. There's Oscar Harvick. He went too deep trying to defend there, and Patterson is straight up the inside out of the first corner. On the right-hander, though, Oscar Harvick has the inside line, but again, as we've seen multiple times, just because you're on the outside doesn't mean can't make the move stick there. It's a bit of a touch there between the two drivers, but they continue on. Patterson on the inside towards the right-hander. I reckon he may have a good shot. He goes down the inside, but look at that. Oscar's going to try and hold it. I don't know if he will, but he's going to try. Is he? Oh! He gets the move done. Does Craig Patterson there? He just shut the door on him there. Just went, no, thank you, Oscar. You're not going to hold it around the outside. Sonny Jim takes the position, and he now leads in the Williams GP Engineering car. Very, very impressive stuff. Look at that. Oscar Harvick straight back up the inside, left-hander, but Craig just closes the door, and he keeps the lead for the time being. Look at this pack, angry pack in the lead. They're all very close now. Even Andrew Waring and Remco DeWilt are now on the back of this pack. And I'll tell you what, Mike Bell, if these four keep fighting, Mike Bell will be on this pack soon enough. So it will be a 5-way fight to lead the race. We're 16 minutes in, 30-minute race, by the way. So we're just past the halfway mark. I'll tell you what, that has gone very quickly indeed. It's how much action has been going on in this first half of the race. Look at this, Craig having to defend again into turn one. Oscar looking around the outside. He's going to try to do that outside move. He's going to be on the outside line towards the right hand, but he's just not quite quick enough, not quite gribby enough to hold it around the outside, and Patterson manages to hold for the time being. But tell you what, Oscar is all over the back of that Chevy in that forward focus now. And look at this, even Andrew Waring now. So Oscar is having to attack, but he's also trying to defend at the same time, because Andrew Waring is looking very, very feisty, having a go at Oscar at some point soon enough. And that fight, by the way, for 6th is still going on. Yunt now is back through on Tamas, but they're looking like that fight is far from over. But we'll go back to the lead for the time being, as that is the main fight at the moment between these four. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's soon 5. That Craig's having to defend again on the left-hander. I reckon Oscar's going to try the outside, is he? They've seen this work throughout this race, but Oscar's not really far enough up to make it work, and Craig holds on. But I'll tell you what, he'll be looking to get that exit now. I think he'll be looking to get that really nice exit out of this last corner and attack again. Turn one, like we've seen already about, I've lost count of how many times I've seen that throughout this race. Down the main straight we go, and Craig defending the inside line, looking to the left. Yep, defends the inside line, making Oscar once again go the long way round as we go side by side now down towards turn one. Look at this end, Andrew and Remco are pretty close behind as well. Craig on the inside line, will he be able to hold again? He does for the time being. I tell you what, really pushing each other around these corners. That's how close this is. It's pretty insane how close this fighting is. Patterson holds for the time being from Harwick, Waring 3rd. Remco 4th, and as I said, Mike Bell in 5th. He's only about 3 seconds back, and the more these guys fight, the more of a chance he'll be involved too. But Craig again having to defend on the inside line as he head towards the left-hander, and Oscar's going to try again to hold it around the outside. Oh, he's going to actually probably have a chance here. He's got a really nice exit out of the left-hander, and I reckon he's got it done. Look at that, Oscar round the outside. Very nice move indeed. Look at this Andrew Waring as well. He wants to sniff at the action as well. And the right-hander, he's on the inside. They're bumping doors, those two are. Craig Patterson and Andrew Waring as they go through the right-hander. He's still there. Waring just does not give up. He's still on the outside of Craig Patterson, but Craig's just going to hold on in that fight for second spot. Great stuff from those two to keep that together for so long. They were just having a little bump the whole way along, but they managed to keep it together, and Craig holds for the time being. And again, he's back on the attack straight away with Oscar Harwick. As we go along down the main straight now towards turn one, yet again defending that inside line is Oscar Harwick as they go down 2.9 seconds, by the way, Mike Bell. So he is slowly closing on this sort of top 4. So keep an eye out for him maybe becoming a factor in this fight soon enough. But Craig again having to defend there from Andrew Waring, who's just looking like really wanting to get past. I think he really wants to get past Craig as quick as he can so he can fight Oscar for that win. But Craig again just closing the door, going, no, Sonny, you are not going side by side out of the final corner if I can help it. So Andrew Waring still Andrew Waring, wrong person. Oscar Harwick still leading from Craig Patterson. Waring is very, very close to Craig Patterson though. He looks like he's got every chance, I suspect, of having a shot here in the second spot. But he will have to keep in mind, the longer he has to fight Craig and the longer he holds him up, the more chance is that Oscar's going to get away. So he's got to keep that in mind. So try and work together here to keep, just keep in touch with the leader and not let them get away. By you guys squabbling behind him. And look at this, Craig is right behind Oscar Harwick as they head towards the final corner now. I suspect he'll once again look for that good exit, as we're probably going to be a bit of a theme of this whole entire round. Get that good exit out of the last corner, and you'll be having a shot down turn one once again. And here we go again, Oscar on the inside as we go down towards turn one. Again, Craig will probably have to go around the outside here as they go towards the first corner. Yep, there he goes, flicks it left. Waring wants to try and make it 3 wide. They nearly did. Had a bit of hard. Look at this, Remco DeWilt. DeWilt down the inside, chucks it up the inside of Andrew Waring, using one of my sayings there. Very, very nice indeed. Just chucks it straight up the inside into turn one. He takes 3rd. Very nice little opportunistic move again there from Remco. But look at that, Waring straight back at him yet again on the outside towards the left-hander. But I think Remco should have that, I'm going to say. Yeah, he does. There you go. Remco takes 3rd spot. Good stuff from him. He just observant. Saw that Andrew was too busy looking ahead and just went straight up the inside into turn one. And there you go. So Remco takes 3rd spot. Whoop. Sorry, a bit of lag there. Still leading this pack of 4 as they go through the right-hander. 20 minutes gone now. 2/3 of the way through this race. And yeah, I'll tell you what, this has been action-packed to say the least in this race. Mike Bell, though, as I said, is still there. It's only 3 seconds, though. So Mike Bell not really closing on this leading four, despite the fact they're battling extremely hard. He's still not really closing, so it's interesting to see. I was expecting him to be closing a bit quicker than he is. They're going along now. That battle for sixth, by the way, has sort of calmed down a bit now. It is now just Hamas and Kumar in that battle for sixth. As David Young has dropped off the back, as has Ben Hackerson now in ninth. Angelos Dos Santos still in 10th from Will Move. Further back in the fields, I'll just go back to the leaders now. It is still Oscar Harvick there. Craig is right behind him, but no dice. I'm having a crack into turn one, so Oscar continues to lead for the time being. From Craig Patterson, that's still Remco and Andrew Boring. Yeah, there we go. So, was a bit of contact further back there between David and Ben in that battle for 8th spot. So, it is still Oscar that leading. He's still trying to defend quite hard here from Craig Patterson in this sort of enter the last 10 minutes of this race. So this is the key point. We've got to be in that the right time to capitalise on the mistakes of others or the chances that arise to take that win. And that's what these guys will be looking for as we head into the last laps. Oops, sorry, a bit of a lag there at my end. But yes, it is still Harvick leading as he defends into the left-hander. And again, I'm sure we'll see the same with Craig. Oops, apologies, more lag from me. I'm sure it'll be the same thing as always of Patterson having a look from the outside, no doubt, of turn one, as I'm sure that Oscar will defend that inside straight away. Yep, there he goes, straight to the inside as always. It's pretty much going to be the running theme of the two races this evening, as Craig going to have to go around the outside. Yep, and look at that, Remco as well, of course, is watching brief. I think he's going to chuck it up inside. He has a look, but then Craig there saw it was coming and went to defend that inside line. He's actually going to have a look now down the inside of Oscar. Very nice stuff if he can get this move done. He'll be on the outside for the right-hander. We've seen that move work multiple times already. It's going to be good if he can make it work, but he's just gone too deep. And Oscar holds on, but yeah, Remco had a little look again. I think he's going to try a similar move to what he did to Waring earlier on, but Craig was well aware to his intentions and went to the inside the moment they entered that corner. But look at this, Waring round the outside of Remco into the left-hander. He's had a little look there. I think Remco was a little bit of a tardy exit, and Andrew had a very nice exit out of the preceding corner. He's now on the inside of the right-hander, and I reckon he's going to get that move done. Is he? He's still there. Remco's not giving up without a fight. He's still there. He's going to look down the inside, I'd suspect, on the left-hander. Is he? Has a look, but I reckon, does he have it? Oh, bit of contact between the two there as they go to the left hand, but there you go, Andrew Warren gets the move done. He's back up on the podium for THR there. Nice little move there from Andrew. By the way, the gap 3.8 seconds. So again, Mike not really capitalising as I thought he would as we go along now. And again, Oscar Harvick having to defend the inside. That battle for sixth is kind of heated up again, but we'll just keep an eye on that battle for the lead for the time being, as once again, Craig Patterson's going to have a look around the outside in turn one, but I think Oscar's got it done. But again, once again, he's going to look down the inside. No, he's not. There you go, Oscar goes again, closes the door and goes, no, thank you. I'm not having a look down the inside if I can help it. So Oscar still leads. I just was going to say, and I noticed it before, that battle for six is heated up. Look at that. Hackerson has just made the move once again to get back past Kumar. He's now up in the 7th spot in that ice cold racing car. David Young is actually down in 9th now. He's actually dropped back. Has the THR driver. So David Young back in the 9th spot. This is really hurting his championship hopes. He's going to lose a whole bunch of points to Oscar Harvick. I wouldn't be surprised actually if Craig Patterson possibly challenges for that 2nd spot in the championship. At the rate that David is going, he really just doesn't seem to have the pace that he's shown at previous rounds here at the Guaporé circuit. As we go along now, still Oscar Harvick leading. Just going to have a little look back further on that battle for 12th spot. There's a battle for 12th right now. It's 12th all the way down to 19th. They're all in a big train back there. It's Casper leading that one from Tobias Olsen as he's trying to go around the outside now on him. And there's Nielsen's in there, Dahlberg's in there. You've got both the Mighty Fourth of Watkins and Joseph are both in there. It's a really close fight, very, very intense fighting there back in the teens as we go along. Let's have a look at this lead though. It is still Oscar Harvick again having to defend from Craig Patterson yet again. Patterson going to duck up the inside, and he's got it done this time. Fantastic stuff. Oh, bit of contact between Oscar and Harvick there. A bit more contact between Oscar and Craig. Harvick went to go back up the inside of Craig there, but Andrew Waring was already having a crack at sniffing up the inside. And there was a bit of a sort of crossover there as the two cars came together. Thankfully, nothing major, and these cars can take quite a big beating, and I think the damage is set a bit lower for the series. I think it's about 50% for this series. So the cars can take a bit of a beating, so there's no real need to worry too much about damage to steering or anything unless you have a really big crash. But Oscar Harvick still holds on to 2nd, but Andrew Waring is looking very, very feisty in that THR car as Patterson now leads yet again. As we're into the last 5 minutes now. 5 minutes to go, so it's probably a good, I'd say, 4, maybe 5 laps to go in this race, and it could be anyone's game. Any of these top 4 could well take this win That's how close it is at the front now. It is still Tamas, by the way, leading that pack in 6. But look at this, Ben Hackerson trying to go around the outside in the last corner. It'll be brave stuff if he can make that stick. I doubt he will. He'll probably go for the exit again and have a crack once more down to turn 1. The same usual story. He's going to have to go around the outside. Oh, look at this. Here we go. Oscar Harbeck once again on Craig Patterson. And again, it's around the outside as they go into turn 1. And again, he's going to hold around the outside. He's going to hope for the inside for the right-hander. But Craig Patterson gets a very nice exit and holds on for the time being. Oh, look at that. Oscar, just flicks it right there. Does almost do a little bit of a flick right up the inside. But Craig was aware and he manages to hold on. Good stuff there from him to hold on to first. But that battle is really heating up. As look at this. Speaking of heating up, Haxton has taken 6th spot. But I'll tell you what, look at that. Tamas and Kumar are side by side out of the right-hander. I think Kumar's actually going to have a look down to the left hand. They're going to go 3 wide, are they? They're going to try, but not quite. And Haxton holds on. I think Kumar's actually got that position. He does. So Kumar moves in the 2nd spot, and that demotes Tamas back to 9th spot there as we go along. But once again, back to this battle for the lead. Patterson again having to defend the inside from Oscar Harbeck. So they go into the final rhythm section here of this track, the second to last, and then the last corner. It is still Patterson leading. 4 minutes to go, so we've got about 4 laps to go. I'll tell you what, 3 minutes to go actually, so we've got probably about 3 or 4 laps to go now, and Craig Patterson is looking good for the time being, but again, they're just so close. It could be anyone's game here. If one of these guys makes a mistake or someone goes too deep or they're fighting too hard, it could be Remco's race. You never know in this last 3 minutes. They're just that close on pace. But this, once again, Oscar Harbeck going to go around the outside. You'll swear I'm a broken record at this point. How many times? The amount of times I've been saying people going around the outside, but he's gone too deep again. It's going to give Andrew Waring a chance of getting second. Will he hold it around the outside? No, he won't. Oscar holds on. And this is, look at this. This is really good for Craig. He's now got a nice little gap of about 2 or 3 tenths. It's not much, but it's just a car length or 2. That's all you need to be able to just start developing a little bit of a gap. So if these two keep squabbling, it's going to give Craig a chance to maybe just pull away a little bit to secure that win. We'll see as we go along. But Oscar holding on for the time being. He's still holding on at the back end of Craig. And it's still every chance that he could fight for that lead. As Mike Bell still holding on in 5th, by the way. He's had a very lonesome race, really, ever since the early sort of couple of laps. He's just been on his own there in 5th spot. He's 5 seconds down. Look at this. Oh, nearly 3 wide into the left-hander. Oh, contact. Contact between the 3 of them there. And look at this. Remco DeWilt's going to go from 4th to 2nd. Is he? Oh, contact with Oscar. Oh, it's all going to get physical in these last couple of minutes. That was 3 wide into the left-hander there as Remco went up the inside. And poor old Andrew Waring was just a meat in a sandwich there. And as Oscar and Remco sort of came together. Look at this, Craig defending the inside, but Oscar's nearly sniffed up the inside. Nearly on the grass there as he just about had a little bit of a sniff. Going to try and go 3 wide again into turn 1. Oh, more contact between Craig, Oscar and Remco. Oh, more contact with Andrew and Remco. They're all getting the elbows out in the last couple of minutes. And oh, yeah, Andrew just closing the door there, and Remco saying, look, if you want to get physical, I can get physical on you too, mate. And he takes that 3rd spot from Remco. I tell you what, these top 4 are getting very feisty indeed in these last couple of minutes. I think the gloves are off now in these last couple of minutes. It's all or nothing as we go along now. It's getting very, very close indeed. We've now got a minute to go. So I think we'll have 1, maybe 2 laps to go in this race as we go into the last couple of laps now. And Craig Patterson's still holding on, but as we just saw how desperate these guys are. They're getting very, very desperate for the win now. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see something quite drastic in these last couple of minutes. Oscar has a look up the inside, but again, Craig holds on for the time being, but they are so close. Look at this, Andrew's right behind, Remco's right behind. It could be anyone's game as we go into the final corner now for probably, I would say, the second last time, I'm pretty sure. I'm fairly sure we'll probably have 2 to go here. I'll keep you updated when we see when the timer runs out. But look at this as we go down towards turn 1 yet again. Craig defending the inside, and once again, Oscar Harbeck's going to have a look around the outside as we go into turn 1. And look at that behind. Remco's having a look at getting back at Andrew Waring as well as we go into turn 1 now. And again, Oscar Harbeck has a look, but again, Craig holds on. Very, very good stuff here from Craig. Very level-headed drive so far. He's kept his head so far, and can he keep it for the last minute? He's done so well so far. He's looking like getting his first win of the season. I think he may well do. Yep, this is the final lap, so 1 lap to go. Final lap of the race here as we go down towards the hairpin here for the final time. Craig Patterson still leading, but Harbeck looking around the outside. If he can hold this, it'll be a great move. As he's still on the outside, but Craig, it just closes the door, says no. Oh, bit of contact between Oscar and Andrew as well. As we head now towards the sweeping right hand. Look at this, Oscar is so close to Craig Patterson. Surely he's going to have a look now. And the left-hander would be my guess as we go down towards the left-hander. Oh, who's that? Someone's off wide. That's Remco. Remco's off the track, but he manages to get back on. He stays 4th. Look at that. Craig still leads. Look at that. Andrew Waring round the outside of Oscar Harbeck. Fantastic move from THR driver. Very opportunistic, but Oscar's not giving in. He's still there on the inside. He's not giving out without a huge fight here. As Andrew goes wide, he's off the track, and that's going to gift second Oscar Harvick, but Craig Patterson is going to win here. The first race of the Guaporé circuit, fantastic drive from Williams GP engineering driver. Really fantastic stuff from him. He wins race 1. Amazing fight. Oh, I tell you what, he had to fight for that win, but he takes it in the end. Great stuff from Craig. Really well done. It's his first win of the season, and well deserved, I will say. Very well deserved indeed. Some great fighting between those guys. Oscar ends up coming home in second spot. So great stuff for him yet again. That consistency we've seen all season long continues with him. Third spot is Andrew Waring in the end. He takes the podium for THR. And another good drive from him, so that's going to help him in his championship hopes. Remco de Wilde ends up fourth spot there in the Earnhardt Now Motorsport car after pole, so not able to convert that into win, but still good stuff for him. Good solid points. Mike Bell ends up fifth spot in the fifth dimension Smile Power racing car. From him, it was quite a very quiet race, really. We didn't really see much of him because he was just on his own between the two fights at the back end of the 10 and the top end of the field. So good stuff nonetheless. Good points for him. Ben Hackson ends up sixth in that fight for 6 spots. He ends up winning that. So again, good points for his championship hopes for Ice Cold. Tamas in the HSRC car comes home in 7th spot. So he still was on the 7th spot. So good stuff from Tamas there. I suspect his pace probably wasn't quite up to the amount of the sort of standard that guys around him had, as he was constantly seeming to defend in that race. But he managed to hold on to that 7th spot. So good stuff from Tamas. Kumar there, 8th spot, the Indian driver. You know, he's a new driver in the series, and he managed to get 8th. Very nice drive from him, indeed. So very impressive from Kumar. David Yunt there ends up 9th. So a bit of a disappointing race for David there for his championship. It's a pretty big points drop. He ends up dropping to both Craig and Oscar. So it'll be interesting to see where he ends up in championship with that sort of finishing position. And in the end, the back end of the 10, Angelo Dos Santos ends up holding on to 10th spot from Will New. Casper holding on to 12th in that big old fight in the back end of the or in the midfield, sorry, and it's Tero Dolberg 13th, Tobias Olsen 14th, and Charles Backlow ends up in 15th, rounding out your top 15. So, oh, dearie. Apologies, I need to probably take a little bit of breath, honestly, because I don't think I took a breath at all through that whole half an hour. That was intense stuff. Very, very intense fighting. I'll just let the intensity of that race just sink in with you guys, because I'll tell you what, that was intense to commentate on, I will say, at the very least. I'll just take a swig of water here. Oh, yeah, I needed that. that was intense stuff, I will say. I hope you guys enjoyed that first race, because I'll tell you what, I think I enjoyed that immensely. That was insane fighting. Just all race long, there was a fight. No matter where you looked, it was insane in the end. I'll just go back and look. Yeah, that fight that I was talking about for 12th spot, 12th to 19th finished within 1.5 seconds of each other. That's how close that fight was in the midfield. They finished that close after half an hour of racing. Unbelievable stuff with those guys. So, of course, we'll have the very short break. It's not a very long break, very quick little intermission here. And we'll move on to the second race. Of course, a full reverse grid for Monty, as we're already, yep, here we go. The countdown already begins for the second race of this evening. And it will be, won't be me, it'll be Roy Magnus who'll be on pole for the reverse grid race here. Second race here at Guaporé, and then it will be Brezinu Adrian. Sorry, I hope I get that right. It will eventually get right. He's in second spot there for the Sports Car Driving Evolution team. That's Michael Klein. Hey, the man who was on pole, I'm fairly sure from memory, he was on pole for the second race at Suzuka. He's in third for this one. That's Bjorn Golder in fourth. Again, he's also up there. So here we go again with our way already to the second race of this evening. And I'll tell you what, look at that. Who's got a good start? Bjorn has got a fantastic start there in the Roland team car. He's in second spot already as they head down towards turn 1. But look, Roy Magnus has got a fantastic start. He leads. He's going to turn 1 as we're away for the second race of this evening. Second of 2. As it is, Roy Magnus leading for the time being from Bjorn. It's Arne there in third. Michael Klein in third. Although Michael Klein's on the inside of Arne. He's going to take back that third is easy. But Arne will be on the inside again. The right-hander, and nope, Michael's still holding on around the outside as we go through the left-hander. I think he might have a shot of actually keeping that third spot as we go along. We don't have that timing issue. Yay! Celebrations as Michael Klein has a big fight here for third spot. Well, actually fifth, so that Arne's managed to get it done. And he's now under attack from Machado there in the Raptor Engineering Phoenix car, and he doesn't get a new stick. Michael holds on to fourth for the time being. As we'll keep an eye out, by the way. Remember to keep an eye out for the leaders. That's what we keep an eye out for here. We'll see where they go. Patterson's already up to 26th already, so he's already made up a few spots in that Williams Grand Prix car. It is still Roy Magnus leading. Look at this. Well, Bjorn Golder is right behind him. He's looking down the inside as they head towards the final corner. He'll be on the inside line as they enter the main straight. Whoop, nearly a bit of contact there between the two as they enter the last corner, but Bjorn looks like he's going to get that move done before they even get to turn 1. They'll go side by side down the main straight as they head towards turn 1. Look at this, Arm wants to make it 3 wide down the first corner. Look at this, 3 wide down the straight. Fantastic stuff from these three as they head towards one. Who is going to be the brave one? Who's going to be the bravest on the brakes? Let's find out as we head into turn 1. It is Arn. I reckon Arn's got them both. Look at that, Arn just casually takes them both down the inside, as you do. Behind both of them, I'll take them both down the inside. Why not? As I do. Why not? We'll do that for HLM Racing. So he now leads from Bjorn now. Now Roy Magnus has gone from first to third in the space of 1 straight. So very quick little move from him. It is still Michael Klein holding on from Machado there in the Raptor Engineering car as he's on the inside. But Machado is looking very, very feisty. Looks like he's a little bit quicker than Michael Klein. Oh, who's that? That was Redrose there nearly going into the side there of Machado. He went a bit deep in the left-hander. So it is still leading, but yes, there you go, Vedros, another, remember him from Suzuka. He was up there, one of the protagonists of the second race at Suzuka, and there he is again in 6th spot here at the second race at Guaporé. So it seems to be the reverse grid specialist. Martin Berzelin is 7th for TMF, and that's, or the Mighty 4th, sorry. Then behind him is one of his teammates, Paul Watkins in 8th. Theo Van Brink is in 9th, and that's Sergio Menguel for the XR Team GSC in 10th, but is still on leading, and he's actually got a nice gap. He's already got 7/10 on Bjorn. The fight to look at appears to be Michael Klein. He's having to defend quite hard here from the Raptor Engineering Phoenix car. Actually, use that further back. I'm seeing a bit of a... Is that 3 wide back there? Look at the, oh my god, look at the further back. Look at all these guys in the midfield. I'm looking at Ans Nielsen back here. There's Charles Baglow having a look at David Young. They're so close. Look at the back end of the field there. Terry Goldberg side by side with Kumar as well. He's side by side with a few guys. They're only 3 wide there. This is the turn 1 back here. This is the back end of the 20s. Keep in mind, this is way back in the field, and they're all side by side. It's amazing how close that is. But we'll go back to this battle for 4th spot. Michael Klein's still holding on. He's actually in 5th now. So it has been, Machado has made the move stick finally on Klein, and now Klein's going to drop back another spot as Redrose is going to take that spot from him. And now it's Paul Watkins will be next on the list for Michael Klein. So Michael Klein dropping back is one of the first, by looks of it, sort of back markers. Dropping down the field. I'm quite impressed so far with Arn. He's holding on to lead for the time being from Bjorn. Bjorn's actually been quite fast. He's managed to get back at Arn in this lap, and it's actually only about a car length between the two. So I reckon that's going to be a shot in turn 1 between those two. Roy Magnus is still holding on to 3rd, but Machado is now on the back of him. And he's really challenging for that 3rd spot as we go towards turn 1 once again. I'll tell you what, Bjorn is looking very close to Arn here as they head towards turn 1. I reckon he might have a sniff down the inside. I'm not even feeling the inside line. That's very interesting indeed. He doesn't go to the inside. He just sticks on his line. I think Gold's going to have a look down the inside and possibly make move stick. Is he? Yeah, he does. There you go. That was interesting. Is Arn going to hold it? No, he's not. Huh. That was very tame. Very untouring car like. What is this? You're meant to defend to the end and get a bit of different bars going. Come on, boys. He's not touring car racing. But anyway, Bjorn gets the lead now from Arn, but Arn's going to hold on now. He's on the back of him again, so it looks like Arn's not going to give up quite yet, but obviously maybe just thinks maybe now's time to fight. We're only 4 minutes in this 30-minute race, so I guess he's holding on to the end, so probably smart racing. You don't want to go too crazy early on. But speaking of crazy-esque, we're in this fight with Michael Klein. Once again, Klein in the wars all race long, it would appear, as he's now got Paul Watkins having a look down inside. With the right-hander, Watkins there thought better of the move. I think he's going to have a sniff down the inside, and he went, maybe not. Let's survive first, then we'll do moves like that. As Tobias is also back there. So Tobias Olsen in 8th, so that's good stuff for Tobias's championship hopes here as he goes along, as he's got Mark Breslin just behind him. Sergio behind him, David Young, by the way, into 11th. So David Young looking quite good here. He's actually comes through the field quite quickly now as he's on the back of Sergio and he's having a look down the inside towards turn 1, so it's good stuff for him. I'll have a look. Where is Andrew Waring? Is in 16th, by the way, so he's already made up a whole bunch of spots. And he seems to be sort of the best of the rest, so to speak. Craig Patterson's only 22nd, by the way, so Craig's really struggling here in this reverse good races. Oh, he's actually gone off into turn 1, nearly collected someone. He's managed to not have any contact. He drops down to 24th now. And actually, that's where Oscar Harvick is. Oscar Harvick is 25th, so those two guys really not moving forward. And meanwhile, Andrew Waring and David Young are absolutely flying through his fields. I'm actually looking back at this fight now for 12th spot. They're nearly 3 wide there towards left-hander now. It's David Young trying to go around the outside of Charles Baglow, and he makes the move stick. Very impressive there. So who's that? That's Theo Van Brink actually going around the outside of Charles and Terra Goldberg. So that fight in the midfield is very, very intense indeed. That's actually where I'm looking right now as we go through the right-hander now. Michael Klein is in 8th now, so we've dropped back another few spots as Tobias and Paul Watkins have made that move stick. Arn is back through, by the way, in the lead. So Arn now leads from Bjorn Goldo yet again. He's made that move stick somewhere around the track. Roy Magnus has now dropped down to 5th spot. Of course, he's one of the back markers who obviously doesn't have the pace of the leaders, so don't be surprised if he sort of drops back a bit now as the leaders come through the field. So Machado now on the podium now for Raptor Engineering Phoenix, which is good stuff for them. We haven't really seen Raptor in the top 10 very often outside of the reverse grid races, so it's good to see him in 3rd spot there, possibly a chance of podium if we keep that together. For them, there's Christopher Redrose in 4th, and now look at that, that's Paul Watkins on the inside of Roy Magnus, a bit of contact between himself and I think that was Tobias Olsen. Oh, that was a bit of a hit there. Wow, that was a big old hit to the shoulder, really right there, just nearly clotheslined Roy Magnus there to the right hand. I think he didn't know, I suspect, he didn't know Roy Magnus was there. He seemed to almost turn in as if Roy didn't exist, so maybe he just didn't see him there on his inside, I'm not really sure, but it was a bit of maybe a lapse of concentration from Watkins, and that cost him a few spots now as Olsen on the inside of Roy Magnus gets the move done. He now moves into 5th spot as Roy drops down a spot now to 6th spot as he's once again Paul Watkins behind him, having a look down the inside. Mark Breslin it's not far behind him, and then it's Michael Klein now in 9th spot. And he's about to have Anders Nielsen and David Young come up behind him as they all start coming through. Look at this fight further back as we have, here's Bjorn Golder having a look down the inside as they go through the final corner down towards turn. I was looking back at that midfield fight. It was heating up once again. That midfield fight for about 11th is ridiculous. But we'll just go back to the lead as Arn's under the big pressure from Bjorn Golder now as they head towards turn 1. Will Golder have a look down the inside? No, not quite close enough, so he sticks back in. As look at this, Tobias Olsen ran outside of Vedros, casually makes the move stick into turn 1, just showing that pace difference here as we go through this reverse grid race. But look at this fight, this is for 10th. Oh, David Yunt and Anders Nielsen having side-by-side contact there. And look at this, Roy Magnus now is at the front of this fight, and there is a whole bunch of of fast guys coming through the field, and it is going to get interesting. I'm really interested to see how this will play out. So we've got Roy Magnus now in 8th. Look at that. Here's the Anders Nielsen trying to get down the inside of Michael Klein. This is for 9th. Oh, big contact. Anders Nielsen, I think, was in the wall, as is Michael Klein. Roy Magnus got a little bit of a touch too, but he continues on. A big hit. That was nasty. And in fact, look at that. Remco's actually out, by the way, with suspension damage. But Anders now drops to 27. And then Michael Klein now drops way back to 26. So big contact. I saw that coming, I've got to be honest. I saw those guys closing. I could just tell that something was going to happen. So unfortunately, it's all kind of kicked off there. A real shame indeed. But that is kind of the risk of these reverse grid races. You've got people of such varying pace that sometimes people don't compensate quite enough for the difference in paces between drivers. So real shame there, but we'll go on any... Always a bit of lag there at my end. Roy Magnus now is down to 11th. He's now got Mike Bell behind him. I'm trying to go down the inside. No rest for poor Roy. He's just continually having people attack him all race long as he now drops a bit further back as Mike Bell gets the move done. I reckon, who's that? That is Van Brink's probably going to make the move stick as well. He's on the inside into turn 1. He'll be on the outside of this corner, but really make it stick. He may, but Roy's not going to give up without a fight. He is. Looks like he will make that move stick. I'm thinking he will. It still hasn't been done yet, but I reckon he will. He's on the inside line, so surely Van Brink should make move stick. He does. There you go. So he makes the move stick. I think Roy's probably just going to try and survive at this point. He knows that he's not the pace of these. Try and survive. Sorry, a bit of lag at mine. Try and survive at this point as we go along. Oscar Harwick, by the way, has made it to 17th now. So Oscar's making slowly but surely getting progress through the field now. Where's Craig Patterson? Craig Patterson is actually down 23rd in the Williams GP Engineering car. He's barely made any progress. Has the race 1 winner, so a real shame for him that he's not really making that progress that we were expecting. Will New, by the way, is also down 21st, and he finished 11th in the first race. So interesting to see a few guys really making that progress we were expecting as we go along now. As Tobias Olsen still in 4th, by the way, as Machado still holding on the 3rd spot. These top 2 are actually doing quite well. The top 2 are actually managed to hold. Look at this, here we go. Bjorn up the inside of Arn into turn 1. I reckon he may have the move done, does he? That leaves the room. Very good racing, by the way, I will say, between these two. Very respectful racing. Really good to see as we go along now. Arn, though, is still holding on. He's not giving up without a fight here as they go down towards the hairpin now once again. Oop! I say they were playing a little bit of a nudge between those two there as they sort of crossed over midway down the straight. But Bjorn holds on for the time being as Arn probably going to try and get the exit, is he? Looks like that's what he's going to try and do. He is, but I reckon Bjorn's going to hold for the time being. Yep, he does. So holding on for the time being. All that fighting, by the way, is helping Machado. He's now within a second of that leading duo. I think he may well fight for that heat very soon. There you go, Michael Klein now DNFs. He just retires from the race. A real shame for him after having some good fights early in the race and just having that big moment or the big contact into the hairpin. I'm not sure who hit him, but I'm fairly sure he got hit up the backside by somebody. I'm not sure who. as I was sort of caught up in the chaos of that moment. So I'm sure they'll be looked at post-race, though. As we go along now, down the main straight, and he's got retired. So here we go down the main straight. Bajorn now going to be under the pump from Arn. Look at that, Machado is on the back of this duo now. I'm sure he'll be sniffing a win in that Raptor Engineering car. But look at that again. There's someone else closing. Tobias Olsen is only 1.4 seconds back, and he's closing as well. But look at this, Bajorn and Arn side by side through turn 1 as they go exit that towards turn 2. And look at this, Machado, I reckon, is going to have a go. Is he? I thought he was going to go around the outside, but he's going to try and get the inside line now on Bajorn, and they're still side by side. And Machado's thinking of making it 3 wide. He has a little bit of a look. But in the end, Bajorn just goes, "No, I don't think we'll make it 3 wide, mate. Not today. I'd like to survive this time around." Machado now down the inside at the hairpin. He's got a good exit, has he? Not really. Bajorn's got a better exit, and he'll hold on for the time being. But again, all this fighting is helping Tobias. He is closing, getting ever closer at Ice Cold Racing. We know his pace is good, so we'd not be surprised if he starts challenging for that lead soon. And by the way, David Young now up to the 7th spot. He's on the back of Vedros now, as they head towards the back end of the track. So he's looking quite good at the moment to possibly challenge for maybe even a podium, depending on how things iron out. As Andrew Waring, by the way, got 11th. Oscar Harvick's 19th. Oscar's really possibly been in the walls this race. Corey Patterson up to 20th. So the two guys with the top 2 in race 1 are really seeming to struggle in this second race, which is interesting to see. To go along now as, who's that? David Yunt there, yeah, on the back of Vetros. So having a look down the inside to turn 1 as they head towards lap end of the race, as we're 12 minutes into this 3-minute race. As there you go, David Yunt up the inside of Vedros, gets the move done. Oh, bit of contact with him too, but he gets the move done regardless. As look at this before, nearly 3 wide. Oh, Bajorn nearly spins it. And I think that was Tobias, and all 3 of them basically colliding, all crossing over at the critical point mid-corner. Paul Bajorn nearly gets spun around. He manages to hold on for the time being, but Tobias is looking very, very keen to get that win. I think he wants to get clear before the leaders come up, because he can see David Yunt's behind. He would probably know that Andrew Waring and co are not far behind either, so I suspect he wants to get that move done ASAP so he can get away before they all start coming onto him later in the race. Oh, Bajorn! Oh, that was very lucky indeed. They both had a bit of contact through the right hand, so both cars were loaded, fully loaded to the left, and they nearly went round. Oh, more contact between Tobias and Bajorn. It's all getting a bit physical at the moment. And then Mark Breslin's having a look as well. David Yunt's on the back of this as well. I think the gloves are at this point officially off at this point in the race. So they head down towards turn 1. Again, Tobias on the inside of Bajorn as they head towards turn 1 now. What this has done, it's allowed Machado to have a gap. Look, notice who's in the lead. Arn's got a nice gap. He's got 1.4 seconds now to Machado. As he's got the mind having a fight. Oh, Breslin's round. Oh no, he's all more contact with Dave Young. He did sort of a half spin there in turn 1, and then more contact with Dave Young. That's let Tobias Olsen in the 3rd spot after all that sort of squabbling just there of whatever happened there. I'm not even sure how to describe that. Just shenanigans, really, is probably the best way to say that. But now Tobias is in 3rd spot. David Young is now in 5th spot in THR cars. He goes up the inside of Bajorn into the hairpin. Yeah, look at the move done. I think he will. Yep, he does. There you go. So David Young moves to 4th spot now. And then it is Mark Breslin now is in 6th. Bacalo is 7th. There's Casper in 8th. And then Andrew Waring 9th. And then Mike Bell's 10th. And I'm looking back at Oscar Harvick's now up to 17th in the MWRT car. And Craig Patterson in 18th. He's actually under the pump from Kumar there. Is Craig Patterson. He's not helping his charge through the field. As we go along now, I'm trying to keep which fight to look at. So I don't really know. I think it's this fight for the spot. But this fight for 5th is very close between Bajorn and Mark Breslin now. Backlow's involved in that as well, as is Casper. And Andrew Waring is not far behind. He's going to be on that fight very, very soon. If you go down towards turn 1, is anyone else close? No. Look at this. Here we go. Mark Breslin having a look down the inside, and then look at this Backlow's having a look at Breslin. Is it going to go through 1 to turn 1? They are. Backlow having a look down the inside of Breslin. Oh, look at that. They actually managed to be very clean. That was very sedate. I was expecting... Oh, although there is contact there between Breslin and Backlow as they exited turn 1. But Breslin is not giving up. Or just a bit of lag, but I reckon Baclow actually has that move done as they head down towards the hairpin. Does he have it done? Is he still there on the inside? I reckon he had it done, does he? He does. There you go. Baclow gets the move done on Breslin. That drops him down to 6th spot, and that drops Bajorn back to 7th temporarily before Casper ripped that out of his hands, and now that's Bajorn down to 8th spot, and I reckon he's going to be in the 9th very soon because Andrew Waring is going to try and get that move done ASAP. He's going to go try around the outside at the sweeping right hander, is he? He's going to get it done. Oop, he's gone on the grass a little bit there in THR car, and he doesn't get the move done as he just went off wide the sweeping right hander, which is what's kind of costing the time there. So Baclow holding on to 5th spot, but that is a very feisty little fight there for 5th spot. that is going on as we go along now. Arn's still holding on. Arn still holding on in the lead as it is still him from Machado. But look at this, he's got Tobias and David Yunt behind him now. It does Machado. He's got some very keen races here to try and get that podium. So here we go, Tobias Olsen up the inside from Machado into turn one. Looks like he's got the move done. He does. Oh, bit of contact between Machado and David Yunt there as he was trying to stick it up the inside as well. But Machado's gone, no thank you. I think one's enough. We don't need two of you up the inside. Tobias makes the move stiff with Machado. Having a look around the outside. Look at this, David Yunt's having a look up the inside. And Machado to go through the right-hander. I think he's going to get the move done. No, Machado. Oh, bit of a hip and shoulder there. Wow. Bit of a whack between the two of them as they go into the hairpin now. But Machado is still not giving up. But credit to him, they're going to go 3 wide on the exit. Look at this, 3 wide on the exit of the hairpin. David Young, oh no, don't go 3 wide into the right-hander. Surely not. They're going to try and go 3 wide into the right-hander here as they go into the sweeping right-hander. Surely this is not going to work. It does somehow. I don't know how they made that work. And somehow David Young ends up second out of all that. So fantastic fighting between these three. Very nice stuff indeed. A little bit of contact between Tobias and Machado there, but this is actually quite sedated for what we had earlier in the race. So very nice indeed. Yeah, David Young goes from 4th to 2nd in about half a lap. Very nice fighting indeed. I didn't think that 3 wide would ever work through that sweeping right-hander, but proved me wrong, I guess. So there you go. Very nice stuff from David Young. He now moves into 2nd spot from Tobias Olsen. Leaves Tobias on the back of the Kia car driver. He's looking very keen to take that 2nd spot from David as they go down towards turn 1, but David holds on for the time being. This is good for him, by the way. Just thinking, this is actually Oscar Harbuck. He's down 22nd. Oscar Harbuck. I think he's actually had a mistake somewhere, as he was, I think he's in the mid-teens. He's down 22nd now, so I suspect Oscar's had a little moment somewhere. So a bit of drama for the race here for Oscar Harbuck. He seems to be having all issues as it goes along. So this is really helping David Young. He's now up in the 2nd spot, while his main rival is down in 21st. So this is really good. There's a bit of contact between himself and Tobias and Machado. They're all getting a bit hip and shoulder-like at the moment as Machado is trying to get him back through on Tobias. They're going to go side by side once again through the sweeping right hand. 2 wide should be a pushover really when they went 3 wide before, isn't it? He decides to hold back, and that lets Tobias now have 3rd spot for the Ice Squad Racing team, and then it's Machado in 4th. And you would think he'd have a rest, but no, he doesn't. Now Bacalo, L, and Co are all on the back of him now. So No rest at all for any of these guys. They're all just closing on each other. As now David Yunt takes 2nd spot from Tobias Olsen. Arndt is still leading, by the way. Out of all this, Arndt continues to lead. So if they keep fighting along, Arndt's going to be sitting there singing the praises. But David Yunt did just close 2 tenths in that last sector. So if David Yunt can get some clear air, I think he'll be on the back of Arndt quite fast. So it'll all depend on how hard Tobias fights him, in whether he can catch Arn. We'll keep an eye on that for you. But it is now Charles Baglow on the back of Machinado, sorry. I'm saying that wrong. I thought the M was a H. Or is it a H? Sorry, I'm having moments. It is H. Terribly sorry. Having little moments of the excitement at the moment. Is Machado still leading that little trio, or well, not really trio, it's all the way down to about 10th, but he's still leading that little pack now over Baglow, and that's Breslin, Bell, Caspar, Warren, and there's a little bit of gap back to Dolberg and Golder. But I've just noticed that Dolberg in 10th, having a good race here. He's not really there. I think he was in that mid-fight in the teens. I'm pretty sure he finished somewhere around sort of 13th, 14th, or in that, yeah, he was only about 12th, 13th at the end of that first race. So not quite up to the heights he was at Suzuka. So obviously his pace not quite as high here at the Guaporé circuit, but still looking pretty good at the moment to get some solid points. T in his 10 going now. Arndt still leading, but he's now 1.1 seconds. But here we go. Tobias Olsen having a look at David Young as they go towards turn 1. Young having to defend yet again to go towards turn 1, but Tobias not really close enough to make that move stick as we go along now. Machado still holding on over his teammate, or over his Raptor Engineering teammate of Backlow, but you would think Backlow is going to have it soon. Although look at this, Mike Bell has a look at Backlow as they exit the right-hander. He's got a good nice exit there, did Mike Bell, but I don't know if he's close enough. Have a look into the hairpin as Backlow actually defends the inside. Yeah, he's going to hold on for the time being, and it's actually a bit of a gap now back to Breslin. Breslin's dropped off the back of this fight now. As, I think, again, he's one of the guys who is a little bit further back in race 1, and he's got Terry Dolberg now in 8th spot right behind him. And it's actually Tamas in 10th spot. They're going Warring in 11th now. So good stuff there for Tamas now. He's in 10th spot. Craig Patterson up to 15th. So making good progress now as we into the last stages of this race. I was seeing position changes. I think it's Machado, right? Machado's timing, I believe, is a bit out. That's why he's dropping down the field. So he's actually behind Tobias in fourth. So he's not retired, he's just his timing's had a little bit of an issue. But look at this, Arn, the lead is no more. It's now David Young 3/10 behind Arn now as they head towards turn one. Unfortunately, that lead has been eaten away with 9 minutes to go, by the way. 9 minutes to go in this 30-minute race as we head towards turn one. Oh, he's gone wide, and that's going to give David Yunt, surely, a chance to go down the inside. Yep, there you go, David Yunt. It's a pretty simple move there as Arn just went a bit wide into turn one, just pretty much gift wrapping the lead to David Yunt. And then it's Tobias Olsen now is looking down. I'll probably going to have a look soon at Arn for that second spot as he's got Machado just behind him, and then it's still Bacalo, and then it's still Mike Bell. A bit of a gap back to Tara Dahlberg, who's made the move on Mark Breslin, so this is good stuff for Dahlberg, back up at the sort of position we saw him in at Suzuka, so good stuff for him. As we go along now, still David Yunt now leading, so surely you would think that David Yunt should be able to just sort of start gapping this field a little bit now, as he's got Arn sort of behind. He'll hopefully, for his sake anyway, he'll be hoping he'll hold up Tobias a bit, as Tobias though is going to have a look up the inside, and he'll get the move done. Yep, gets the move done, there we go, so nice simple move there for Tobias. I think Arn knows that these guys are a lot faster than he is, so he's not going to fight them too hard, I suspect. As we go along now, ooh, who's that? That's Bacalo, I think. That's Machado having a look at Arn in the final corner. But I think, yeah, Arn, I think he knows that his pace is not to the standard of the guys around him, so he's just going to sort of not fight it too hard. I wouldn't think he would, because he knows that these guys are desperately trying to make up as many points as they can. But here we go now, David Yunt leading. Oh, I say that. Oh no, he's round. Oh no, I say he was going to take it easy, and the Machado's just giving him a tap in turn one, and they've both gone round. Real shame for those two. So having a nice little fight there in that top end of the field. So big shame there, and that's actually let Arn drop to 5th spot, and he's now got Tara Dahlberg over the back of him. So real shame there. I suspect it was probably just a misjudging of braking points. So I would suspect Machado probably wasn't ready for Arn to break as early as he did, and just the colliding of lines is now Dahlberg's up the inside of Arn into the hairpin. He's going to take 5th spot, is he? Yep, there you go. So Dahlberg takes that from Arn, and then Arn's probably going to have who's that, Mark Breslin on the back of him soon, as although he's not giving up. He's still on the inside of Dahlberg as they head towards the sweeping right-hander, and Breslin's having a look too. I think they're going to go 3 wide. Let's have a look. Are they going to go 3 wide in the left-hander? Breslin has a look. He's kind of thinking about it, but I don't think he'll do it. No, he won't, but there you go. Dahlberg takes that 5th spot now from Arn, and then Breslin's going to take it as well, so Arn dropping down a little bit now as he's being taken by the guys who are a little bit faster than him. Machado's having a look too up the inside through the final corner. But there's just going to break away from that fight. Look at this. Tobias Olsen is right behind David Yunt as they head towards turn one in this battle for the lead now. He's not actually gapped in. Tobias Olsen, I suspect his pace is pretty similar to David Yunt, so David's not going to break away. And as we've seen, there we go, Tobias is half spun. Oh, contact through turn one, and that's let Tobias have a half spin. That's let Charles Baglow now into 2nd spot. Olsen drops to 3rd now. I'm not sure what happened now. I suspect it was a side-to-side contact that led to Tobias spinning. That's what it looked like anyway, but again, I'm sure they'll be looked at after the race. As now Mike Bell's actually having a look at Tobias for the podium, so it's all kicked off in the second race as David Yunt holds on for the moment, but Baglow is looking very, very close and really wanting that win here as we're into the last 6 minutes to go here, so we're in the last little bit of this race, and once again, it could be anyone of probably about 4 drivers, again, just like the first race, like a repeat, it's different drivers. David Yunt's still leading as they head towards the left-hander, but he's got Baglow all over the back of him, and then Olsen and Mike Bell are having a look. Oh, Mike Bell has looked up the inside of Olsen as they head to the left-hander. I think he's got it done. There you go, Mike Bell takes third from the Ice Cold Racing driver. Good move from Mike. I'll tell you what, if anyone could possibly take this, I do think Mike maybe has a good shot. We saw his in race 1. It was pretty good, and I think it was a little bit better than these guys that are around him. So he's got the pace advantage, but does he have the racecraft to get the moves done and take that lead? We will see in the next 5 minutes now, as we've got 5 minutes to go in this second race here at the Guaporé circuit. Look at this, David Yunt defending again from Baglow. Ooh, I nearly thought that Mike Bell was going to give a nice little whack to Baglow, but he doesn't in the end, and Bell having to hold station for the time being. Look at this Yunt having to defend big time from Baglow. Ooh, nearly contact between Bell and Baglow. Oh, then there is contact between Mike Bell and Baglow now as they go through the right hand, but Bell gets the move done. There you go, so Bell gets up to 2nd spot. A little bit of a hip and shoulder there to Baglow as he takes that move. Mike Bell into 2nd behind David Yunt. And as I said, he's looking very... I'm thinking here, Mike Bell, he's got every chance right now to take that win. But look at this, Baglow is not giving up without a fight. So he's having to fight now, Mike Bell, and that is costing him... Oh no, there he is right here. A little bit of a lag moment. I thought he lagged out, but he just had a lag moment there, did Mike Bell. I'm sure there was a little bit of a heart-stop moment for him and all the cars disappeared. Baglow having to defend there from Tobias Olsen. Was having a look around the outside of the left-hander. He holds for the time being. And what that has done is that's given Mike Bell a little bit of a breather. And now he's got a nice little gap, and now he can use that pace advantage that he's got to try and get past get past David Young in these last 4 minutes now. So Mike Bell now he's got a little bit of a breather. Can he catch and pass David Young? We will see. If anyone's going to make it near impossible to pass, I know David Young will. So if anyone's going to make this an absolute nightmare to pass someone, it will be David Young. So I'm sure he won't make it easy, but we'll see how we go here. Bell has the pace, I reckon. He has the pace to do it, but does he have the racecraft? We will see in the next 4 minutes now as we head along now. Terra Delberg, by the way, still in 5th spot. He's still got Mark Breslin behind him. Arndt still in 7th spot, so Arndt holding on in 7th spot inside the top 10. Good stuff from him. Golder, by the way, also holding on in 9th spot, but he's got Andrew Roaring, he's got Tamas, he's got Kumar, Craig Patterson, Van Brink. They're all coming at a rapid rate of knots on Bjorn Goldner, so we'll see if he holds on to that position in these last 4 minutes. It is still, by the way, Roaring in 10th now from Tamas. Patterson now in 12th spot. Good stuff for him from Kumar, then Van Brink, and Joseph rounds out your top 15. Where is... I don't see where there is. Okay, so Oscar Harvick is 16th at the moment. Is the NWRT driver. So real shame for him getting just a bit of a dud race for him. I suspect he's been involved in a few instances. I haven't seen what they are, but just the fact that he's been a bit sort of all over the place tells me that I think he's been involved in a couple of instances. Right. Oops, sorry, the lag there. Cost him dearly for his positions. That's going to be a big points disadvantage to him. Contact! Oh, Mike Bell and David Young, big contact into turn 1. As I think Mike Bell there was just having a look up the inside into turn 1, and that's made a big contact moment between himself and David Young, and he spun around. So Mike Bell now drops to 8th spot, and that's let Charles Baglow take lead for Raptor Engineering. So very, very nice of him. He'll be singing the praises right now. He'll be like, thank you very much, you two, for taking each other out. So yeah, that was very interesting. That did look like, hard to tell whose fault that was. I only caught the last little bit of that incident as I was sort of looking at other parts of the field. But either way, once again, I'm sure that we looked at post-race. As we go along now with 2 minutes to go, it is now Charles Baglow leading from David Young. But what David Young is looking very, very keen to get back that lead. And if anyone's going to take it, it'll be David Young now, especially after that contact with Mike Bell. I think he'll possibly be a little bit keen, just a little bit, to take back that lead for THR. Tobias Olsen in 3rd still for Ice Cold Racing after all that, so he's looking like a good podium at the moment. He's a little bit too far back, I suspect, from the leading duo to challenge, although there is still probably going to be, I would say, 2 laps to go. At least 1 lap to go. I'd say 2 laps to go still as we now head towards turn 1. David Young on the outside of Charles Baglow. Will he try and do the outside manoeuvre? He'll try, but I think Charles Baglow is going to have the position held for the time being. So he has the inside line. He holds that position for Raptor Engineering Valkyrie for the time being, as David Young, though, will keep going. About 1 minute left, and I reckon we've probably got 2 laps to go now in this race as we head towards the hairpin for the penultimate time. And David Young's looking on the outside again of Charles Baglow. We've said around the outside way too many times this broadcast. Charles Baglow still holds on as Young just couldn't quite hold it around the outside. But he's going to have a look down towards the sweeping right-hander, is he? He's looking. Oh, that was dodgy. Nearly a bit of a moment there. They had a little bit of a nudge as Young just went to do sort of a bit of a switch over to the outside, and that could have been worse if he'd timed that wrong. But thankfully they get away with it. And Baglow still holding on. He's defending very well, but Young just looks quicker. He just looks pacier at the moment in this later stage of the race. So you would think it'd only be a matter of time. We've only got probably 1 more lap to go in this race. So if you can hold on for just 1 more lap, it'll be Charles Baglow taking, I believe, his first win of the year. But there is still 1 lap to go, and David Young is looking very keen indeed to take this win as they head down towards turn 1 now for the final time. A little bit of contact between the two as Charles again defending the inside line. Young's going to have to once again go around the long way here if he wants to make moves stick. As there we go, the time runs out in the final lap of the race, and Baglow holds on again. So he's managed to hold on from Young. He's actually managed to get a nice little gap, a couple of car lengths there, as Young just went a bit deep into turn 1, and that's cost him a car length or 2. Will that be the costly error? We will see as we head down towards the hairpin for the final time. It is Baglow still leading from David Young. Tobias Olsen 3rd, Taro Dolberg in 4th. Very nice stuff from him. Very nice drive. Big Mark Breslin as well, 5th spot. Great stuff from him. Really good drive from those two guys. They avoided the carnage that's erupted around them and managed to be up in the top 5. Great stuff from them. But Charles Baglow continues to lead. He's got 4 tenths on David Young. I think Charles, barring any mistakes, apologies, a bit of lag. Just got to keep on the straight and narrow, and he should have this second race sewn up for Raptor Engineering Valkyrie. We haven't seen them this far up the field all season long. They've just kind of been in the mid-teens in race 1, and every now and then they've shown signs in the second race of being in the top 10 and getting some solid results. But it looks like they're going to get their first win of this year. Great stuff from Charles Baglow kept clear of the cones. He's going to win the second race here at the Guaporé round of the RDTCC. David Yunt ends up taking second spot. Good drive from him there. Very solid points indeed. Tobias Olsen takes third for Ice Cold Racing, and that's Terry Dolberg in fourth. There, great race from him. Really good points that he will take, and I'm sure he'll gladly take those points for his championship hopes. Mark Breslin, fifth for the Mighty Fourth. Really nice drive from him again. Just staying clear of the carnage and ending up in fifth spot. Really good showing of some nice, clean, consistent driving from the Team F driver. Ends up sixth spot, so there you go. He managed to hold on. Really, very impressive. I thought he'd drop off the back of the pack and drop down into the teens throughout the race, but he held on to sixth spot. Really nice stuff. He's showing his class in these reverse good races. He really is. Very clean and very consistent. And Warren, so good stuff from him. Ooh, apologies if I let go.
I'm out. Hey, David.
Apologies, guys. Just my connection having a bit of a spaz here at the end of the broadcast. I'll be sorry for the inconsistent connection, but I will do what I can. Hold on a little bit more connection. Come on, Aussie internet. Just a little bit more. I've held on this long. So apologies there. Just my internet having a spaz. So just recap the order. Baglow from Yunt, from Olsen, from Dolberg, Breslin, on Dupja in the A2M car in sixth. Mike Bell, seventh for Fifth Dimension Smile Power Racing. Andrew Waring, 8th for THR. Temas ended up 9th. Good result from him. 2 top 10s. He'll be happy with that. And Craig Patterson ends up 10th spot. So we didn't see him for a lot of that race. He was just sort of off the back of things. And he's ended up in the top 10. So really good stuff from the Williams GP Engineering car. Very, very nice indeed. Ends up in the top 10 after being a bit sort of nowhere throughout that race. So just kept clean, and there he is in 10th spot. Good stuff from him. Paul Joseph was 11th, and then Theo Van Brink was 12th there, as I just lost connection to service. There you go. So there you go. Yeah, that was a very... Oh, sorry. Apologies there, my game music was a bit loud. But yes, that was very exciting 2 races, to say the least. I hope you guys enjoyed that, because I'm not going to be able to talk for a good 2 days after this. But anyway, fine. That was very, very exciting indeed. Some very, very nice battles throughout the races. And yeah, I'm sure there'll be a few instances that will be checked, because there were a few contacts there and a few spins that I think will be looked at by race control after the race. So we'll see how that goes. But either way, we do have a few interviewees in here at the moment. And we will start, because it's fitting, because he won the first race and his first race of the year. Craig Patterson, fantastic race 1 and 10th in race 2. So very good little points for you in both those races. But how were they for you? Because they looked very intense from my view.
Oh, first race was very intense, having Andrew, Oscar, and Remco within close proximity of 8. Yeah, it was very, very intense, but very fair as well. Very fair as well.
It's good to hear. Good to hear. It did look like that right at the front of the field was quite good, barring a couple of little sort of contact moments. But it's touring car racing. That's kind of part of the course. So that second race, I did see. I was sort of. It's kind of hard to keep an eye on things further back, because there was so much going on at the top end of the field. But I was noticing you were kind of looked like you were sort of jumping around a bit. You saw you were into the mid-teens, and then you were back in the 20s again, and jumping around a bit. Was there a few little incidents that you're involved with, or was that just me seeing things?
No, there was a few incidents. I got took out by a few other races, but it's racing. I just got my head back down and just kept pushing until the very end, and I got a top 10. So I'm happy with today's results.
Indeed, no, I would be too. Winning the top 10 is very pronunciation right one day. That's in 2 weeks' time. As a track of yours that you enjoy, or one of your bogey tracks?
It's going to be one I'm going to struggle at.
Obviously the next round at Kurita Bar Circuit. I'm going to get the pronunciation right one day. That's in 2 weeks' time. As a track of yours that you enjoy, or one of your bogey tracks?
It's going to be one I'm going to struggle at. I've raced a few times, and I've never really had great pace. So next couple of weeks are going to be head down and get practicing.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. I wish you the best luck for the next
Thank you
round.
very
So it
much.
should be, yeah, and well done on your win. Well done. Very, very
Thanks.
good drive.
Thank you very
indeed.
much. Cheers.
No worries at all. All right. Next, so we've got a whole bunch of interviewees here, and I probably should try and do. Oh, someone else joins. Stop joining, everyone. There are a lot of interviewees here. I don't even know who to go with next. We'll go with Oscar Harwick. Why not? Go with Oscar. After your interesting 2 races, obviously first race in that top 5 was a very, very intense fight, and also Craig winning that fight. And then the second race, I noticed you're a bit sort of all over the place, a bit, I suspect, involved in a few instances. But either way, how were the 2 races from you? Because as I said to Craig, they were ridiculously intense at my end.
I shall start with the positive, which was race 1. Absolute credit to Mr. Waring, Patterson, and DeVille. Just like any one of us could have won it. It was only because we were fair with each other that it panned out the way it was. No one was punting or pushing or doing anything wrong. It was that there is an example of how these cars should be raced and how they can be raced. Any one of us could have won it. It was only because we were fair with each other that it panned out the way it was. No one was punting or pushing or doing anything wrong. It was absolutely brilliant. So that's, the nicest second place I've ever had, because, of course, it would have been nice to have won, but everyone involved deserved it as much as the next, and that was a good example of what to do. In race 2, I discovered lots of people who can drive can't race for toffee and really need to find a new hobby. I mean, poor Craig talking about getting taken out. Going into turn 1, there was another driver who I shan't name, who just had a bit of overspeed on me, him, and Remco, and I got tapped, and it lifted my car up in the air, and then pushed us all in, and I managed to avoid that one. Later in the race, someone else hit someone, took me off, and there was one early in the race as well where I think I hit Mr. Waring because I got completely powered from behind. It's like you go into these situations and you brake early, and other people just go into these situations and forget what their feet are for. It's absolutely absurd. I've never seen such rubbish than today. That was easily the worst quality of driving in a race 2 this season. Other times there's been 1 or 2 that do stuff wrong, but today was absolutely appalling, and people need to really think about it. Got to apologise to Mr. Haxon as well. We went side by side at one point, and I think it was a bug on the track. I had a few coming out of pit lane where it pushed me down and cannonballed me back up again. It spun my car out and I hit him. So I have to apologise for that. But me and him had a lovely little battle for the very high points paying position of 16th at the end. So I've lost a complete bunch today to Yunt, who drove well and got through again. He's very good at that, and consistent finishing is the way to go. I mean, I can afford that 1 dud round, but when people last race were asking me, do you think you've won it yet? Of course not, because you can have days like today where you get people that are just completely dim-witted on the circuit. So, I mean, you've got Gent in the chat now saying he didn't do too well. And 9th in the second. I mean, today, that is nothing to be upset by. So, I think him and Patterson will probably come out the top scoring drivers from this round. But race 2 was appalling, completely rubbish. And it's down to a number of factors that people seem to disagree on. But that 4 reverse grid causing the issues that it's going to cause, because you've got slow guys at the front, fast at the back, and it all just concertinas. But we'll see. I think next round's a bit more open, isn't it, the circuit? So we'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure it is a bit more of an open one than that one. It's a very tight circuit, so kind of sort of thing can be compounded there. So yeah, shame to hear it was a bit of an all over the place from you. But either way, it was at least good to get a good result in race 1. So I think the positives.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll ask the same thing I asked Craig. The next round at the Curitiba circuit, I'm going to get that right one day. Is that a track that you reckon you'll do well at, or is it another one?
Is it Curitiba?
Ones? Yes.
This is an in-joke, but I suspect Mr. Waring will crash into me. Which, of course, he won't, but he may or may not have done once upon a time, and I never forgave him. Curitiba's all right. I don't particularly like it, but I did. Today, my practice started 30 minutes before qualifying, so I'm pretty pleased with the race 1. Going to do more laps for Curitiba. And again, if I can just run in that top 5 and do as much as possible to finish in front of David, then it should all be gravy. But anything better than race 2 of this round, and I'll probably be smiling.
Indeed, yeah. Well, as I said, a bit of a shame that race 2 was a bit of a chaotic fest for some, but either way, still good results from race 1, which is the positive you can take from this round. Yes. So, well, again, I'd love to interview everyone. We've got about 6 interviewees in here, but once again, we're running out of time. We really do need to have like an extra day for interviews. We really do, because we get so many people involved. And again, thank you to everyone for coming in. It's fantastic to see so many drivers wanting to be interviewed. But again, we don't want to be here for another 40 minutes after the race finishes, so we have to sort of start wrapping things up. So we'll probably only take another maybe 2 interviews. So I'll try and pick a couple of people who we haven't seen interviewed. And actually, there's a couple of people there I've seen who we haven't interviewed before. I'm going to take Charles Bacchio there. Charles there,
Yeah,
if you are
here I
around.
am.
Hey. So, just seeing as we haven't seen you in the booth for interview before, so those 2 races again, same sort of question I asked both Oscar and Craig. Those 2 races were very intense, very exciting for me anyway, for calling. How were they from your perspective?
Yeah, it was pretty intense actually. The first race was a lot of fair battle, which is really nice to see. And I finished, I think, about top 15 in the first one, and so I got like a medium position on the race too. And I really took care of doing like nice overtakes and being careful. And I found myself like in third, and Mateus did like an amazing job. My teammate Mateus did an amazing job at covering in front and in the back. So really a good team spirit there. And I think Mike and David just took each other out. So I couldn't believe I was first actually. So my heartbeat was like going crazy through the roof, and I just kept it cool until the end. And I still can't believe I won, but it's a great feeling.
Yeah, indeed, no, fair enough. It was a fantastic race. So, you kind of just sort of answered what I was going to say, but how was that fighting at the front? I've noticed throughout the year, you guys in the Raptor cars have usually been sort of midfield. So, how was it to be fighting at the front in the second race after sort of being usually in the midfield throughout most of the season?
It's it was kind of different because the position was 1, 2, 3 instead of like 15, 16, and 17. But the racing was basically the same. It's like maybe a bit rough in the front, but I think David was still fair, covering the inside. And when I took the chance to pass him, I was still covering the inside. So it was really intense, like no mistakes allowed, clearly. Maybe in the mid pack you can just go off track and go back in the first position. You have to be really consistent. So I really made sure that I was covering every single position on track. And that's it. Really, really intense.
Indeed, yeah, no, very, very well done on that second race win. Very well done. Huge
Thanks.
congratulations from me. Very nice indeed. And thanks for coming with the interview.
Yeah, no problem.
So what I think we'll do, unfortunately, and I hate to do this, honestly, if I had control, I would just interview every single person in the field and go on for another 2 hours if I had the ability to. But as I said, we have to wrap things up so not on for too long here. So we'll probably only take one more interview. And I'm seeing someone in here who had a very good race and who's had very nice races in the reverse grids. Arn, if you're there, we'll just see if that mic unmutes. Hey, there we go. So just seeing as you don't usually come in for interviews, so I thought I'd take the chance to give you a quick interview. So very nice race 2. You were there at the top early on. You were leading for a time at the start of that race, and then you held on. You still got 7th spot. I was quite impressed. Very well done. So how was the 2 races, but probably more specifically race 2 for you? Being at the front.
Well, unexpected. Well, I got some experience in Suzuka on race 2 before I completely destroyed my car. But it was pretty unexpected. I thought the faster guys would be coming forward pretty soon. But they got held up with Bjorn Golda and the other guys. So yeah, I tried my best, but then the front tires went and, pace dropped. And then a couple of incidents towards the end put me back some places.
Yeah, indeed, no, but yeah, as I said, still got 7th spots, so still, very good points for you. So next round at the, well, actually, here's a question I'll ask. So we've got Curitiba. Yeah, I'm gonna get that right one day. Apologies to anyone out there who's looking at me going, "What is wrong with you?" Anyway, that's the next round. Obviously, Taruma is the last round. Out of those 2 tracks, which one do you reckon you're sort of most looking forward to?
Well, Taruma, I have no idea how it looks, but Curitiba, I have experience from race 07, so that should be a bit better. Though I just bought the game for this league, so I have little experience in the physics, so to speak. So I'm still trying to find my way around the game.
Yeah, true. Yeah, well, fair enough. But still, as I said, very nice second race for you. Some very, very good bag of points in that 7th spot. So very well done for me. I was very impressed. So well done.
Thank you very much.
No worries at all. And I guess, unfortunately, as I said, I think we're probably going to have to end it there. I don't think I can get away with one more interview, he says, as he sees if I can maybe get away with one more interview. I don't think I can. I think we should probably start wrapping things up for this broadcast. But yes, thank you, everyone, for coming in for the interviews. As always a pleasure to interview all of you. Really fantastic. I love seeing so many people in the interviews wanting to be interviewed. It's a really great thing. There's nothing worse than doing a broadcast and having no one wanting to be interviewed. So thank you everyone for coming in. And again, apologies to the guys I missed. We will hopefully get around to doing guys that we don't usually interview in the second last and last round. But again, thank you everyone, and yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There it was, the Guaporé round of the RDTCC. What did you guys think of it? Hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a good chat, some good banter in the YouTube and race department stream. I hope you all had an absolute blast, because I had as you could probably tell from my excitement levels throughout that broadcast, I was having an absolute blast commentating that. It was incredible. Action everywhere. I literally couldn't take a breath through either of the races. So I'll definitely have a bit of a relax the next few hours and let the voice have a rest. But either way, thank you everyone for coming along and joining me for this round 4 of the RDTCC. We're at the Curitiba circuit. Going to get that right eventually. At that circuit for the 5th round of the championship, and it's Taruma on the 5th of December to finish off what has been a fantastic season of the Touring Car Championship here at Race Department. Thanks again, as always, to David van der Ven for doing the amazing job on cameras, as he always does. Yeah, fantastic stuff indeed there. And yeah, thanks to everyone at Race Department for making this series happen and for all the commitment there from the various staff members involved. But I've been Thomas Hens, leading you through this one, and hope you guys enjoyed the 4th round of the RDTCC. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time for round 5. Until then, we'll see you next time. Oh.